So it's the oh, that's a little loud. Ball game. All right, let's see here. Testing 1, 2. Good. All right, we're gonna get started. We're a little loud because I had to turn the in-house speaker up. Brian, do we have audio? Am I showing audio right here? Yeah. Okay, good. I think I can control that from here. There we go. Good evening. All right. I guess everybody gave up on the ball game. I heard they lost. They did 5-3. Blue Jays lost. All right. No. So I want to welcome you tonight. We just want to move along with this because we got a few things on the go, and then we have an opportunity to watch. We want to just explore a little bit of the OGS webinars, and there's a great program there that we want to do. A few things that I just want to touch base on, and I'm hoping I can do it from here. Yeah, I can. That's very cool. There we go. Just walk away with my mouse. So I just want to give a quick highlight. I don't want to stand up here too long tonight, but Niagara's mailing list highlights. If you're not on the monthly email that I send out besides the newsletter, you are missing some stuff because I tried to put information in that's not in the information that Nancy puts into the newsletter. So there's lots of good things going on there. I want to show you a trick that I learned tonight with Niagara Navigator. And in Niagara, we're really lucky because they have navigation maps, aerial maps from 1934 that you can access online. So I'm going to show you a little trick with that tonight. And then we've got some, of course, we've always got opportunities to serve in the branch. So a couple of the highlights, if you haven't read the email, and I can show you images later. I didn't get a chance to load them onto the screen, but we had an opportunity to scan the Thorold death books. The cemetery office has, the city of Thorold has given us access to the cemetery office books, and I'm sorry, Lakeview Cemetery, and they go from 1902 to current date. Like last entry in the book was a couple weeks ago, September 15th. So some of that information we will have to redact and not share. One other thing that you may or may not have read about, we're coming up with an idea. As you can see, we've got a few missing bodies in the meeting room. We're trying to increase the meeting, people coming out. In 2016, to help Brian, who's our program person, we're going to do what we call a genealogy roadshow or a genealogy road trip. So starting in 2016, we haven't got everything nailed down as of yet. We'll let people know, but we're going to take the branch meetings and we're going to hit the road. We've got 12 municipalities, and I think we have about 9 branch meetings in the year. So we're going to group a couple municipalities together, and we're going to hit the road. St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Thorold, and then outlining areas. Because we are the Niagara Peninsula branch, we need to share that. So, and what we want to do is possibly get some local speakers for that area. So stay tuned for more information. And I think I just lost it. There we go. I just want to back up. You'll have to forgive me for a second because there's the trick I want to show you. I just have to change my screen. Okay, Mark, can you aim that camera to the screen just so we can show people online? Because I know there's some folks online and I want to welcome them as well. to our meeting. So most of you are aware that there is the county maps that are online that were scanned, you know, the big county books. So from 1878 to 1891, you can get access to these online. We were playing around with these at work today. Not that we had any work to do, but we figured I'd hold a history class for those who didn't really know about these maps. But what I did not know and was just taught, this is Port Colborne. This represents a house here, the tracks, the quarries up here. But in Niagara Navigator, we are lucky. We have 1934 aerial maps that was taken. All of the Niagara region was photographed in 1934, and Brock has put them online onto Niagara Navigator. Well, down here at the bottom is a slider that you can go back and forth from the different times the region is photographed. So 2013, 2010, 2008, 2002, 2000, and 1934. We'll give a second for the computer to catch up. But down here in Port Colborne, we were looking at a friend's home who lives approximately in this area, right here. And there's the original, looks to be the original farmhouse right here and a road. Well, if you go between 1934 and 2000, right about there, you can actually see the old road, the original house, and the new road that's running right beside it. It allows you, and then if you really want to get interesting, there's the area where the tracks are, where the quarry is, and you can compare. Because between 1934 and 1880, it's really just 50, 60 years difference. And you can use these maps to really put a perspective of where that old farmhouse is right here, where it was probably now sitting in somebody's swimming pool. It's called Niagara Navigator. That's what you Google. It's called Niagara Navigator. It's a great tool. It really allows you to kind of learn the area. Yeah, up here. So we can type. I'll just go over. I'll step out of the camera for a second. Say, for example, keyboard. So I just typed in 415 Linwell Road in St. Catharines, where the church is, where we are right now. So I'm going to just bring it to 2013, give the computer a second to load the maps, and I'm going to zoom in. Okay. And the nice thing about these aerial maps, they're far more superior than Google Maps, because Google Maps takes it from a satellite, where these are taken by plane. So there's a big difference, miles difference between the photographs. So like I said, you can zoom right in for clarity. If you get any closer, you'd be reading his license plate. Okay? Now, you can use the slider to go back in time. Now, the oldest map is 2000. And that might be just a little too close for 2000. But the 1934, where we are here, let's take a view. it's all orchard, it's all field, it's all farmland during that time. And if I was to go to the Grantham maps, then I could see what's in that, who owned that time period. So it really allows you to, quickly understand the areas and how they developed. And I just really wanted to show that tonight because I thought it was quite unique to understand. I know some of you are probably itching. Can I have the mouse? Can I have the mouse? Can I try? Later. Yeah, I just used the scroll wheel on my mouse. It was really neat because the young man that I was teaching today about this and about the original maps, we had a lengthy conversation about the canal and really his understanding of where the canal ran during that time period. Because the canal is also shown in the county maps as well. So he didn't realize how close that was. So it's a great tool, and it's free. You can access it. It's Niagara Navigator on the Niagara Regional website, and you can just get that from there. So, that, I'm sorry, I need to go back to my slides. Okay. Yep. All right, just very quickly, and then I'm going to turn it over to our awards coordinator. Some opportunities. Tonight we are looking for a secretary that we need to fulfill the role. I did announce last month that our treasurer has resigned or will not carry on for the 2016 year. But we have an executive member, Lois, who is stepping into that role. Transcribers with the Thorold Death Books, our one volunteer from the North Pole, Alaska, Barbara Haney, is stepped in and is doing some of the transcription to Excel, transcribing, to Excel for us. She's already survived 2 blizzards and hasn't had power. I think she finally got power back after 5 days. So she had to go to the store and send me an email to say, I'm still here, but the project's on hold. And she only gets 4 hours of daylight a day, so this will keep her busy. Canadian headstones, again, I just keep talking about that. I'm stand corrected, we have 50,000 new names on Canadian headstones. 50,000 new names with all the work that we've done in the last couple of years. And ideas. Branch opportunities is ideas. If you hear of ideas, you get access to stuff. If anybody knows anything about the education system and the possibility of indexing those kinds of records, we'd be happy to hear about that. So, back to the screen. Now, I'm going to call up our lovely awards coordinator. And, yeah, I'm going to try to pull that up in a few seconds.
Okay, welcome everybody. Tonight, we are celebrating our 35th anniversary of the Niagara branch. It's hard to believe that 5 years ago I made the cake for the 30th anniversary of this branch when they had their wonderful evening at Betty's. And knowing that my husband has been part of this branch for going on 10 years. And it's amazing to see the development that this branch has become and the way it has evolved in its technology and the way it does things. And I'm glad to be part of this branch and the way that it is going. That being said, hopefully you can pull up my SKU for tonight. If not, I can grab off my phone. evening, and thanks for coming to our 35th anniversary. As part of our night, we will be honoring some of our many volunteers. What is a good quality of a volunteer? Well, I think a good quality of a volunteer is passion. You must have passion for the cause. The Niagara Branch volunteers are some of the most passionate volunteers that I have worked with. Faithful, dependable volunteers are hard to find, but when you find a great volunteer, you need to work. You need you need to work at letting them know how vital they are to the organization, thank them, and make them feel wanted. I want to make tonight about these volunteers. So please, if you'd like to say you appreciate somebody in the branch or something that they have done, please come forward and let them know, because that is what makes our branch strong. I know we have somebody tonight that wants to appreciate somebody, so I will right now turn it over to Brian so that he can appreciate the people that he has.
It's really difficult to pick people and single them out when you have a group that really contributes. You know, it's a challenge. So I sort of based a couple of selections based on sort of three things. And I think that three things that are important to the branch. First is outreach, and we've been doing a little bit of that, and quite successful. The second is cemeteries, and we're certainly reinventing ourselves as far as cemeteries are concerned. We're dealing with Canadian headstones, and we also have a cemetery coordinator who's really has the passion. So my first personal award, and thank you, and unfortunately he's not here tonight, is to Joe Wilson, who is the cemetery coordinator. So to Joe, I've always said to Joe, I'd like to buy you a beer. So I've taken this opportunity to buy Joe 6 beers. And my second choice is based on somebody who does a couple of things for the branch. He's always available to maybe do a little talking or take part in some outreach. And he's also working, researching questions and queries that come to the branch. And Bill's got a background that adds credibility to the branch. And, he's an author. I've seen his name a couple places in the Niagara area, and I know that in his time with Parks Canada, he made sure that the Lincoln and Welland Regiment had a place to have a museum, because of the little, if you wander through that museum and you just look in the little, you're looking at the cap badges and stuff, you'll see a courtesy to Ron from the Lincoln and Welland Regiment. So Ron, you're my second choice, and not necessarily second choice, but my second person I'd like to comment on. You can have Joe's beer, or we have this lovely bottle, and that unfortunately I know a little bit about wine because my neighbor used to work for the Keg. I don't know anything about Niagara wine, but she tells me that this is a wine that the Keg had for a long time as a house wine, and she said it's darn good. So Ron, it's yours.
Okay, we have another volunteer that'd like to come up.
Hi, my name is Mark Grips, and each evening we get all this hardware all set up and connected, and it takes a little bit, but Brian's been putting it all together for us so that all we do have to do is follow the wires and follow the lead. He walked in this evening, all done, but it was his job to, he had it all prepped for us. So it was a surprise, so there you go, Brian. Something we've been both looking for.
Is there anybody else that would like to say anything to anybody in the branch? Okay, well, then I guess it's up to me. Okay. Okay, so now I would like to first, this is more of a personal one, but it's also as part of the branch. This person that I would like to acknowledge tonight makes things a lot easier for me. On branch nights, she helps out. She calls and asks if I need anything. She saves me more times than not to have to do all the running around. She helps with our social, and she goes out and gets all our snacks. And I know we all appreciate the snacks that we have on the nights of our meetings, and I just want to appreciate Sandra Dion. Okay, for me, the next two goes out to two guys. One has already been recognized tonight, but he's going to get recognized again. Every meeting you guys come, your chairs are set up, your streaming equipment is set up so you can watch the meetings at home or either, and Brian comes down from Oakville early in the morning or early in the evening. It comes to my house, gets the keys and everything. And I just want to thank Mark and Brian. Now, we don't only have volunteers in the Niagara region, we have volunteers that are part of Niagara from all over Canada and the US. We have some in Alaska. And I'd like to know that they're appreciated too. You don't have to be able to come to our branch meetings personally to help out. You can help out in other ways by transcribing or whatever. So I took it upon myself to personally want Barbara Haney and Susan Leach, who transcribe from Saskatchewan and North Pole, Alaska. And we will be sending you both certificates for the help that you do as part of Niagara Branch Volunteers. So thank you, ladies. Okay, we have one more ward that I have, and then Steve has some things he'd like to say. Last year, we had a lady who was not part of our branch who would do some endless hours of transcribing for us who passed away. And her family and her memory donated to the branch. And as the executive, we decided to put an award together in her memory. And her name was Helen Wood. And the award that we created was the Helen Wood ABC Award, which is the ABC stands for Above and Beyond. We call the call of duty for the branch. The criteria for the award is you cannot be an executive member to receive this award. And you basically step up and do the branch, when a call is put out to ask the help or whatever. This year, the executive has decided that the branch member who gets the Helen Wood Memorial Award goes to Ron Dale for all the help that he has stepped forward and done for the branch. Ron, please come up and accept your award. Even though our awards nights are short and sweet, we will have quite a good fellowship celebration time afterwards. Please know that we do appreciate all of our volunteers all the time. I will now turn it back over to Steve.
Thank you very much, Dee. My wife has challenges standing up in front of everybody. She feels much better sitting down. She struggles with it, but that's all right. She's done an excellent job. And she did say that there are many volunteers and some that were not called up tonight. And that doesn't mean that you're not as important as those who have been called up. We appreciate everybody. We cannot do this without volunteers. And every volunteer needs to recognize that we really, really appreciate the work they do. And we're very thankful. So thank you all. So, I think that's the end of it. Okay. So before we get into the cake, what we're going to do is we're going to try something a little bit different tonight. some people may not be aware that OGS has webinars once a month. I'm not sure if you've had the opportunity to experience it. There is some in the members only of the branch, not the branch website, the OGS website under the members only, which everybody should have a password if you are a OGS member. And tonight we're just going to quickly, not quickly, but I should have it queued up, that we're going to listen to Canadian Copyright by Catherine Lake Hogan. For those that are online, I unfortunately, due to copyright, I cannot stream this. But as an OGS member, you can join us and just go to the OGS website, log in, and go under the webinars for 2015, and that's where you'll find this presentation. So without further ado, I'll just start this and we will, yep. And thank you very kindly for those online tonight for joining us, and we will talk to you soon.